I know every day is a struggle for us. Every single day. It's the same routine, and a lot of us, we try our best not to snap and go crazy. I know when we see beautiful girls, and when we see people in a position that we can only dream of, you can kind of start feeling bad about yourself. When you're a full grown man and you don't have your full grown man needs met, meaning you don't have your sexual alleviation, you don't have any love or connection with the female, and you're broke and you're desperate and you don't know what to do. You try to find coping mechanisms. You try to find ways to make this life more bearable, but this life is just purely unbearable. You have this deep, uncontrolled rage inside of your soul, and at any moment it can let go. At any moment, that rage can escape, and that's when you have negative situations occur. You see, when a man goes through a lot of psychological issues, it starts young, you know? It starts from the bullying in kindergarten, being yelled at by your dad. Let's say you have a dad with an overactive temper. He's quick to get angry, you know, he could be a drunk, he could be abusing substances or whatever. And you can't really make a connection with this person because they're too addicted to their liquor, you know? And it's a brutal reality. How many of us would have been successful in life right now had only we had the right people around us, had only we had some type of foresight in life, to realize that no one's coming to help us and we can't depend on people. My whole life, I thought there was somebody coming to save me. Jesus, a God, Sophia, whoever. I thought somebody was coming to save me. I thought there's a God out there that can look at my talent and say, you're extremely talented, you know, and you deserve to be in a position of power, wealth, and influence. You don't deserve to be at the bottom with miscreants and deviants and assholes and the crab in a bucket mentality type of people. You need to be around people that understand and know success, and they have the spirit of prosperity around them. They don't have all these negative, energetic vampires around them dragging them down. You know, being around people like that will increase your chances of success exponentially. But guys like us, bro, it's like in we're trapped in this bubble. And this bubble is making sure that we stay economically in the same situation. You can go to church every Sunday. You can pray. You can ask God for this, that, and the third, or your God, which is the demiurge, and you still won't get it. And even if you do get it, there's gonna be something else that's gonna balance that out. You know, let's say you get a new apartment. And then you get your apartment, there's rust in the bathroom. I hate rust. I can't stand rust. It's just nasty. It's dirty. It's unsightly. It's brown. I know it's oxygen. It's some type of whatever the fuck it is. It's just nasty. I don't like seeing. Like when I'm in the bathroom, I want to be clean. I want the bathroom to be pristine and white. I don't want to see rust in the bathtub or rust around the sink. Like the black, brown rust, like you see in an old factory or an old refinery. You shouldn't have that in your bathroom. You know what I mean? Your bathroom should be a place where you're clean. You don't see no unsightly images. That lets me know that my soul, like in my past life, I had to be a king or a prince or somebody in the wealthy class in my past lives. One of them, because I have such an opulent, decadent taste that's not meant for somebody of my class or according to the world and how the world views my skin color configuration. Like we're supposed to be in a situation of economic deprivation, and it's like, I don't know, man, where do you go in this world, bro? When you're a grown man and you haven't accomplished your dreams, you have no hope anymore. And even if you do have a glimmer of hope, where do you go from here? How do we establish ourselves as grown men that weren't the successful ones? How do we stand amongst our peers when we're in our 30s, late 20s, even mid 20s, and we don't have children? You know? Like, how can we ever go on in this world knowing that we'll never be in society like everybody else? We'll never fit into society. We'll never fit into the social paradigms that orchestrate a normal functioning society. So now my best advice for young men, is just focus on your money. Focus on whatever you can that can get you into a financial position. You may not have all the girls, the women, the cars, the clothes, the Bentleys, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, mansions, yachts, private planes, and you may not have all that type of stuff. But try your best, man. You're gonna have to. There's always something to balance it out. If you're a NEET, you live with crazy people. When you finally get a job, you work with crazy people. If you can manage to get yourself your own apartment, then there's going to be the upkeep of that. You don't have to pay the rent. You know, the best bet is get an apartment that has all the utilities covered. But good luck. It may not be in the best area, and it may not be the nicest apartment. It may be small, right? But for guys like us, I mean, that's perfect. I'm not really a social person like I used to. I used to be a much more. I used to be a social butterfly, right? You know, like I used to be a social butterfly. But the isolation and me seeing how people really are, once you understand the human mind, it's easy to read people. Like I can read, like you could put me in any room in the world and I can just be there, it'd be a fly on the wall, and I can sit and I can watch based on people's movements, based on the social hierarchies. I can see in the room who are the popular people, who wields authority, who holds command, who's subservient, who's just kissing ass or try to get a better position at work. Like you can notice these things. And it sucks because when you're at work, when you're at your job, there's people there that they only live for the job. They're there because maybe they were unsuccessful in something in life, or maybe they were just NPCs and Hilux and they were just meant for this job and they take the job so seriously. It's not a serious job in the first. It's not like, flying an airplane or being a surgeon. Even though some of them surgeons be on some skin color configuration biases as well when they're doing their surgeries on certain patients. Don't get me started on that. But like something like working at Walmart, there's people around there taking it ultra serious and all that, and it's like what I mean by serious is like, let's say you just got through doing all your crap, all your job responsibilities. And they're like, okay, you got nothing else to do. Well, just mop the floor. It's like, okay, you mop the floor. Then it's like they just make some shit up for you to do. Or, oh, your shirt's not tucked in all the way. Oh, have you guys seen that YouTube video when like I think it's called the Wagey and the KG dance. That's the name of it. It's called the Wagey and the KG. They have all these workers in the morning. These are grown ass adults, some with gray hair. They wake up in the morning and they do the Wagey, like they dance. Y'all see that that YouTube video? I'm like, this is why I'd rather sell my soul, and be a millionaire or rock star, than be a servant. Like, I'll still be a servant of the elites, right? Just like that Conor McGregor fight seemed rigged or seemed off. It didn't seem right, because there's things people do behind the scenes that they can't tell the public, and to us it seems weird and bizarre, but you don't know about the contractual stipulations or what's hidden behind it. Remember for a while the mafia used to run boxing and all those type of sports for a bit. Remember that. Anyway, what do you do when you're surrounded by vipers? When you're surrounded by people who don't like you, people who have it out for you, and it's everywhere you go? How do you manage to maintain in a world like that? Really, think about it. How the fuck are you supposed to be a man when you never had a woman in your life? How the fuck are you supposed to be a man when you ain't never had money to be a man? They tell you to be a man, but they never give you the money to be the man or orchestrate a plan for you to get the money to be the man. They tell you just go out there and be whatever you can be. That's the most horrible advice ever. You need substantial advice. You need things that are tangible. Give me my tangibles. We need tangibles out here. We don't need word salad. We need tangibles. So what I mean by that is, at a young age, at age 10, boys should be taken to an apprenticeship. And you should be training for what you want to do in life by age 10. So when you're 20, you already have a job. And when you start working at 16, you can start making money. Right? So the time you're 25, you're a homeowner somehow. They don't have that. They make it so hard in this world to own a home. Hell, even to get an apartment. Like, you got to think about that. It's like they don't want normal people to live anymore. The financial infrastructure that we currently find ourselves in is so oppressive. It's so merciless. It's so uncaring. It's so authoritarian. And guys like us who are considered losers by society. Oh, you're a loser. But if I beat $1 million tomorrow, you'll be on my private parts. You know, if suddenly tomorrow I sign a record deal with Drake, you know what I mean? Then all of a sudden all of a sudden everybody loves you. People are so fake. But you got to remember how people treated you when you didn't have a penny to your name, when you didn't have anything. You got to remember that. And then you got people who are near your position and they want to try to bully you or pick on you. You know, it's like, what the fuck? But they'll never do it in real life to your face. Cowards. You know, and the God of this world's a coward as well. You know, a crown should never belong to a coward. You know, because if this God was so great, he wouldn't be hiding from us. He wouldn't be doing all this little bull crap to break us down, to make us feel low. You know, the demiurge is the one orchestrating this evil crap in our life. I got this one person who comments on my channel, can't think of his username now, but he said some real shit. He was like, bro, this God needs to pay for all the crap it's done to us. You know, this being needs to pay. Like the same thing this being's done to us, all the pain, losing family members, being born with a skin color configuration, being, you know, not having just not having the ability to really be successful. You know, being in a rigged world. Like, think about it. If the algorithms if Call of Duty is rigged, you know, the algorithms on YouTube is rigged. You don't think the voting system is rigged. You don't think everything else in life is rigged. So you're gonna believe everything that they tell you. So you're gonna believe that they tell you, oh yeah, it takes a billion years to get to the next star system. And then you look at ancient texts that said they had advanced civilizations that traveled beyond the stars thousands of years ago, but they never tell you that. You got to get deep in Freemasonry to learn. One of my friends had a dad that was a Freemason. I remember before a football game, we had to go over to his house real quick. You know, I think he had left his gloves and his shoulder pads or whatever that he needed or whatever. And so we had to go back to his house. But anyway, his dad was a Mason. He had a nice ass house too. Like he lived in, never mind. He lived in a nice place. And 2-story house, big, nice, all that. And I remember like his dad had what's called a study. That's how you know you're wealthy, when your house has a room called the study. You know, it had books and all this. And he showed me he was showing like, hey, you want to see a spell book? We're like, what? Like in Freemasonry, they have these books that are called spell books. I thought it was a joke till I seen it with my own eyes. And then that's when I started to dig deeper. You know, that's when I started to look at those books some of his dad had, wrote some of them down, you know, and then Googled it myself. And that's how I came to all this understanding that I know. I'm not just talking out my ass, you know. Anybody that's in Freemasonry, you can confirm what I just said. In Freemasonry, there's Freemasons at certain degrees that are handed spell books. Now, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. I don't know if that's a secret. But I didn't swear no blood oath, so y'all can't come after me. I didn't swear no oath. I didn't swear no blood oath. I didn't take no secret oath. I didn't take a security oath. I'm just a normal civilian. I haven't been initiated into the secret rites. I haven't been initiated into an occult system. I'm not from Skulls and Bones. You know what I mean? I'm not from none of that. I'm just a guy that learned wisdom from very powerful people. Some I'll never name, you know, because, you know, they don't want to be named. Right? But yeah, you start to notice that there's people that know what's going on in this world a little bit, like more than the common people know. And then they swear oaths of secrecy not to tell the rest of the people. So Bigfoot or any of these monsters are real or not. Of course they are. But, if, you know, you don't know what kind of secrets or pacts these people have. You wake up most people wake up every day and go to work, pay bills. They're not out in the forest every day. You're not in the cave systems, in the subterranean oceans the world has, deep inside the oceans in North and Antarctica and Alaska, everywhere. Like you can't be everywhere at once. You know? What if you were fishing that night and you left and then the Bigfoot came to that same position you just left? But I'm not going to get to that. But you just know this. There's secrets in this world that they don't want you to know. And a lot of mystery and a lot of myths, you know, have a lot of truth in them. And I'll leave that there. But how I dream to live in a true fantasy world. Sometimes I watch anime and I wish that I could just jump into the anime, and I wish I could just be a part of the adventures, you know, have me a beautiful anime girl, you know, hit her from the back, make that nana smack, you know, eat anime food, you know, just go on anime adventures, go to dungeons and Big old, like, those beautiful anime cities that are so big, and they're like, oh man, the big old castles and the water in the middle around and surrounding the city, and it just looks beautiful and peaceful, and then the evil demon lord strikes, or his minions, like the four dark masters of the demon lord, they come in there and they try to attack, and you got to defeat the dark masters and collect their soul crystal to unlock the door to the demon lord. Hell, now I feel like writing, right? I was gonna make the video showing my writing and stuff, but I don't know if people are really interested in that, But I'm just thinking right now, like, damn, this life really screwed me over. Like, I'm really alone in this world. I lost all of my family in the span of 3 years. Within 3 years, 2.5 really, but within 3 years, basically, I've lost everything that I've ever known. And my world's been turned upside down. And the people that were supposed to be there for me in life totally showed me their horns, that they were enemy. I knew they were enemies all along, so I kept my distance. But they truly showed me that they are truly your enemy. And then you got people who still try to keep in contact with them. They try, and then they get mad at me. Like, oh, you can't hold nothing against that person. And it's like, what? You don't even know half of what this person did to me, so I didn't even tell it. Right? You don't even know the half of what this person did to me. All the little petty shit this person was doing. Let me calm down. Yeah, some people can really affect your emotional fluctuations due to the things that they do towards you. When certain people who are supposed to be family show you that they're enemies, you have to take their word for it on their actions. When somebody slaps you in the face once, you don't need for them to slap you in the face a second time to get it and understand that they're not viable for you. So much of this world is done because of deception. And deception is utilized as a powerful weapon. People are master deceivers. Let's be real. A lot of people, they put on a mask when they go to work. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I'm doing good. Hi. And that's another reason why I don't like the 9 to 5. You got to be fake. I'm a real one, homie. I'm real. And that's why people, don't like me. I'm real. You know what I mean? Like, I tell you exactly what it is, homie. And I don't get why no one else does that. Why more people don't do that. Most of the biggest YouTubers, they get all the subscribers, they get all the donations, they get people up their Patreon, all that. And they're some of the most fakest motherfuckers you can imagine. They don't care about their audience. They don't like their audience. But their audience the perfect example is Pokimane. She sit there and call people in her audience broke boys. And how, because they didn't want to buy, $35, $40 cookies or whatever, she called them broke boys. And it's like, she never worked a day in her life. Pokimane never worked. Not once, and was able to generate tens of millions of dollars from online simps. It's crazy how it's crazy how online men can be more females than the females themselves, and they'll get mad at you for, if you expose these bots and these thoughts, they get mad because they're on the same side as the bots and the thoughts. They believe in the blue pill ideology. So they should hear somebody like me come out and call out female nature that's real, uncut, with no theatrics. It shocks their system. It scares them. So they go on attack mode. Defend her honor, talking about a girl who was just down on her knees doing adult things. Let's just put it that way. Right? And it's like, okay, Captain, save a harlot. You know what I mean? Or, come on. You guys, like, really? When I see these women, like, there's so many videos I wanted to make, bro. My God, when I see a lot of these girls talking about how lonely they are, and they be cute as hell too. It'd be a cute Asian girl. She'd be cute. And she's like, I'm so lonely and I'm just this and I just can't find anybody. And do you guys feel me how it is to be lonely? And then the comment section's kissing her ass. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I can take you out. And they're just like, wow. Do you know what loneliness is? Loneliness is waking up one morning, your channel's gone. You wake up the next morning, you're on the streets, all because of the demiurge and his agents. And you have nobody there for you really, except for a few people who showed you love. And these people were on the internet or like far away. So it's a double-edged sword. You can meet good people on the internet and there's bad people on the internet, right? But then there's people that it's like another level. It's like these online internet groups that go around. Like their whole thing online is to find people and then make content on them and laugh at them and joke. Like that's like their whole thing. They try to find people who they get. Like, it's weird. It's something I've never been a part of. I've never done none of that crazy crap. I just gotta be a lot more careful on the internet. I can't name places. I can't be as open as I once was. And to me, it's just crazy because it's like I feel like a damn celebrity, but I don't have the celebrity money. Weird, but gotta go on, man. It made me stronger, it made me sharper, and it made me wiser. Everything I go through, I utilize and I take the negative energy and then I transmutate it into something positive. So the negative thing that I went through, okay, I'm gonna go harder at making videos then. I'm gonna go harder at writing raps. And next time I rap, I'm gonna rap my hardest now. Cause I know what I'm up against. So it's just like you attack. It's like attacking a creature. Every time you attack it, it grows stronger and stronger and stronger. Right? So the more you attack it, the more you strengthen it. And then you got to deal with the gossiping at your job. How many of you guys got gossipers at your job? Well, I don't like him. I like you got grown men gossiping. It's like, Brian, with all that gossiping, if you're too quiet at your job, people think you're weird. Oh, what's wrong with him? Well, he think he better than us because he ain't talking. It's like, it's not even like that. Why do you people think that? Why do you think because somebody doesn't want to talk to you, think that they think that they're better than you? Because that's how you perceive the world. Just because you perceive the world like an asshole doesn't mean everybody else perceives the world the same way. Some of us, we're literally in our own world. I'm the type of guy where I'll be in my own world minding my business. And then people always come out the woodworks to try to attack me. I'm like, what? That's how I know it's the demiurge. Can you imagine just minding your business? And the next thing you know, you have an army of people sitting there trying to it's like, what are you like? It's like, what are you getting out of this? It's weird. It's like, who am I? Who am I? I don't know who I am as a person. I don't know who I am. Who am I? Like people say they like listening to me talk, but what am I? Where do I go? Do I keep making content? Do I stop making content and focus on music fully? Where do I go? What do I do? Who do I talk to? How do I get rich? How do I get $1 million? Why doesn't this God want me to be a millionaire? Why is this God trying to actively stop me from being happy? That should be your number one question in life is why couldn't God make this world happy from the jump? Why? And don't give me that fall of man crap, because that's bull crap. Because if you know anything about the Garden of Eden, you'll know it was a carefully crafted trap. It was a beautiful garden created to trap the divine sparks. That's why he said you can eat of anything except the tree of life, which gives you wisdom and knowledge. And then the serpents, and then he said you will surely pass away. They bit the tree of life or whatever, and they didn't pass away instantly, proving that God to be a liar. He's trying to hide that forbidden knowledge. And if anybody defends the biblical God, you're an agent of the demiurge. If anybody defends, the God of the Bible had to flood the world. If anybody defends any of the demiurge's actions, you are a Heilig and you are an agent of the demiurge. Simple as that. And people like to say, it's not, it's not bad believing in the Most High. Who is the Most High? You've been taught that word, Most High. He's the most low. Out of all the real gods, he's the lowest. Which we were the ones that got so trapped to get our minds wiped. There is no Most High. Where's your God in the time of need? When you really need him, that God ain't never there. Your dog is there for more than a God. When you're sad and you're crying, your dog will come up to you and lick you in the face and sit next to you and sleep in your lap, and your dog will make you feel better about yourself than his God. Your dog is more reliable than this God of the Bible. And that's the truth. And you got fuckers listening to what I just said. Family members, enemies, spies, assassins. What the fuck are you listening to? Listen to my video 25 minutes in. You're listening to a person 25 minutes in that you can't stand or don't like. I captivate your attention for 25 minutes. That means I have power over you when you're a negative person. For everybody else, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about these bastards and these evil people that are listening to me, that are trying to get information and find out where I live at. Not under, never mind. Let the fly come into the spider's trap. This life is extremely disappointing. It's extremely difficult, and it's extremely evil. Sometimes I wonder, what's the point of all of this if it's just going to be pain?